Imagine you have to follow someone into the unknown. Would you trust a leader who carefully plans for everyone's safety, or one who rushes ahead, thinking only of what they want? In an ancient fable, there was a massive, peaceful herd of 1,000 deer. They were guided by a wise, aging father who had kept them out of harm's way for years. But as he grew too old to manage the journey, he split the herd between his 2 adult sons. One son, named Beauty, was observant and careful. The other, named Gray, was impatient and often dismissive of advice. Suddenly, half the herd was assigned to Beauty and half to Gray. From that moment on, the survival of every deer depended entirely on the path their new leader chose to take. The timing of this handover brought immediate stakes. Autumn had arrived, marking the beginning of the dangerous human harvest season. The tall paddies provided perfect cover. To prevent grazing animals from destroying the grain, humans would dig hidden pits, build stone traps, and hide in the thick crops with bows and arrows. The wise old father knew exactly how to survive this time of year. He instructed his sons to take their herds far up into the mountain forests, warning them to travel only in the dead of night while the humans slept. Think about a time when a teacher or a parent gave you a strict rule for your own safety. Did you listen, or did you brush it off? Knowing about a threat doesn't keep anyone safe. A community only survives if its leader actually follows the strategy required to avoid the danger. Gray completely ignored his father's warning. He wanted to get to the warm, lush mountain forests quickly, and he didn't want to wait for the cover of darkness to do it. Instead, he pushed his 500 followers relentlessly, marching them in broad daylight right through the open, heavily populated farmlands. Moving during the day made them an incredibly easy target. The villagers hiding along the route ambushed the exposed herd almost immediately. Arrows flew from the tree lines, and many deer were captured in the traps. By the time Gray finally reached the mountains, only a small handful of severely injured followers remained by his side. Ask yourself, why exactly did Gray's herd suffer so much? Was it an unavoidable tragedy, or a direct result of his choices? Gray's failure stemmed directly from his refusal to respect the environment's specific threats. He prioritized his own schedule over the lives of his followers. Beauty faced the exact same journey, but handled it with methodical patience. He understood the stakes and prioritized the lives of the deer over the speed of the trip. He steered his group on a wide route, far away from the human villages. Most importantly, he kept his herd hidden in the brush all day and moved them exclusively in the middle of the night. Because they remained entirely unseen, not a single arrow was fired in their direction. All 500 of Beauty's followers reached the mountain forest without a single scratch. When the harvest ended and it was time to return, Gray learned nothing. He rushed back during the day to escape the mountain cold, and hunters wiped out the rest of his followers. Beauty, repeating his safe night travel, kept his entire group perfectly intact. Speed and arrogance might seem like bold traits, but consistent, patient strategy is the only way to guarantee a community's long-term survival. Back in the safety of the lowlands, the aging father waited to see what would become of his 2 sons and the 1,000 deer he had entrusted to them. As they emerged from the tree line, the contrast was absolute. Beauty walked proudly, surrounded by a massive, healthy herd. A short time later, Gray limped back into the valley completely alone. The old chief looked at his 2 sons and delivered a final judgment. A wise leader uses their position to protect the group, while a careless leader creates constant danger for everyone around them. A leader's legacy is measured by the safety and condition of the followers who successfully complete the journey home. So, what exactly made Beauty successful? Was it physical strength? Or was it his willingness to delay his own comfort to keep others out of harm's way? Think about how you guide others, whether you're leading a group project at school or looking out for younger siblings at home. Are you taking the time to make sure everyone is secure? When his father eventually passed away, Beauty stepped up to guide the entire remaining herd, living a long life admired by everyone he protected. Because ultimately, true leadership is defined by a single principle: putting the safety of others before yourself.